Hello, friends, family. I hope I find you well wherever you are. I'm doing well, approaching winter here in the southern part of the hemisphere. And it's a little cooler, and I love it. It's not severely cold like what I've experienced in the north. So I'm enjoying it. The mornings are cool, the afternoons nice and sunny, and the evenings get cooler. So it helps. Anyway, I'm retired, so I retired early. Wish I had done it sooner, but I retired at 58. Have been enjoying the last 4, going on to 5 years of retirement. As I continue to have my daily life, I'm noticing that I'm slowing down. Things are beginning to change. I see a lot of gray hair, and it's just part of aging. So that is where this conversation is going to focus on. The first thing I want to remind each of you, especially if you are younger, every day that passes, every day that you live is gone. You can't make it up. You're a day older. By the time you celebrate your birthday and the next one and the next one, you're getting older by the day. When the celebration comes, it's confirmation that yes, 365 days, or 366 if it's a leap year, have passed. I think once you hit 55, this slowness begins to be more marked. You really begin to feel your body is slowing down. It's not the same body that you had 5-10 years ago. So you have to be more careful. You can't rush things. You can't be in competition with somebody who's 20 or 30 years old. It's just, you'll be straining and stressing yourself over something that is naturally happening to your body, which is aging. So after the age of 55, it is normal. It's a natural process. You are getting older. The things that you were capable of doing even 2 years ago will not be the same things that you are capable of doing today if you are 55 plus. I think it is a good realization, and to be able to accept that you are not the same young person anymore and be comfortable with where you are. And that is 55 plus. Now, the other thing that happens to some of us is our memory begins to wane. Our memory begins to go down. And if it's a gradual memory loss, you can get away with. Who doesn't forget the names of your siblings, your children, your friends sometimes? And if it's somebody that you haven't seen, most likely you are not going to remember. You'll be cracking your head. The name is right there on your lips, but it's not going to come. And sometimes it just doesn't come at all. And then once you've had a conversation, then boom, like a light bulb, that name just pops up in your head. So memory loss is something that begins to happen once we get to 55 plus. For some people, it may actually be the beginning of a dementia, Alzheimer's, because there is early onset as Alzheimer's or dementia. That becomes problematic. If you're still working, you might be forced to stop working. And you might actually be forced to stop driving as well, because if you're getting lost and you don't remember how to get home, that becomes a danger for you and everybody else around you. Memory impairment becomes something that is part of the aging process, and it shouldn't be of alarm if your 80-year-old grandmother doesn't remember your name. I know my grandmother used to call all of us, children and grandchildren, before she could get to finally call the one that she was talking to. And towards her end of life, She couldn't even remember my aunt, the one who was taking care of her. She would say, if anybody comes into the house, she would be saying, can you tell this woman, this lady who's sitting here, to leave? I don't know why she's here. But that was her own caregiver. And that's just part of aging. So I wanted to remind each one of us that as each day passes, you're getting towards those eventualities where your memory is slower, your body is slower, and it's just part of what it is to be a senior, to be an elderly person, to be geriatric. It is what it is, right? Yeah. In fact, to me, I always look at it as a blessing to have reached the age of 63. There are so many people that I know that did not make it past 40, that did not make it past 50. So for me to be in my 60s plus, I am grateful. I don't take being on this earth lightly. I'm enjoying life, and I'm trying every day to build myself and to be more positive, because we are here temporarily. It's just a matter of time when we will take our final breath and we no longer exist on this earth. For some of us, at this stage, we start having a lot of physical ailments. Apart from difficulties with mobility, we start losing our hearing. You might start using reading glasses, or you might actually need to use glasses to be able to drive. That happens. For some of us who've been using glasses forever, we see the changes. I have bifocals now. I can still see, but it's definitely not the same way I was even 5 years ago. So a lot of physical ailments. For some of us, we end up with very serious conditions, cancers, whatever form of cancer, because our immune system is deteriorating slowly. Our bodies are not as strong as they were. Blood pressure becomes, a little more difficult to control. Diabetes in this period. So it is this time that we need to be more careful of what we eat, how we take care of our bodies in order to be able to stay healthy longer. I'm already beginning to feel those changes in my body. One of the things that we do need to make sure we do is to be able to make sure that our finances are in order. If you're single, make sure you will have someone in your mind that you will have designated to be able to help you take care of your finances. If you are married, to sit down, make sure your finances are in order. You share honestly, truthfully, where you are, whether you have any debt, you owe people, you owe banks, you have a mortgage, whatever it is, put it down. Make sure you know how much you owe as a couple. Make sure you know how much you have in investments. Is it stocks? Is it cash? Assets that you have? Make sure everything is clearly understood by each partner. Make sure you know each other's passwords. You hear so many stories of someone passing on and no one is able to access anything, including the wife or the husband, depending on who is gone. No one knows the passwords. No one knows how to access their computer. No one knows how to access the phone. Some of those things, please make sure you have somebody that you share with, somebody that you are confident with, that would be able to take over and be able to assist you when the time comes. I know we have a lot of people, unscrupulous people, that are not trustworthy, that might end up abusing that privilege of having access. But you do need to carefully, very carefully, choose who it is, be it your family, members, friends, depending on your relationship with that person that you designate. But it is important that somebody knows how to access your phone, your computer in the event that you cannot do it yourself. We don't think about these things, and when we talk about them, even when I'm saying it, I'm like, but I've heard stories, I've actually witnessed where someone passed on and they were not able to have access to the phone. What are our wishes for end of life? If you happen to be incapacitated and you're not able to speak for yourself, what is it that you have in place? Let me just say, it is good to let someone know what your wishes are, and especially to have it in writing. Whether you have it in your will or you have conversation with your children, it lets somebody know what your wishes are. If you're single, it's the same thing. Have somebody know, especially have it in writing. I used to talk with my children when I was still abroad that if I would pass on while there, my preference was to be cremated because I didn't want to be buried there, and I still don't. But if I die here in Zimbabwe, in Southern Africa, by all means bury me. That is okay. So I've made that clear. I also think we need to have discussions about what you prefer. If in the event that you are incapacitated, do you want the so-called medical heroic measures to be done? That is, to be put on a ventilator and all the other invasive procedures that are available that can be done. Is that something that you want to do, or you'd rather not have that happen to you? I think it is good to be able to specify, to put it in writing so that people are aware what your wishes are, instead of having people make the choices for you or just guess what you would have wanted. Just spell it out, say it out, put it in writing, and it makes it easier for everybody around you. I didn't want to go to a nursing home. I still don't. I would rather be here at my house, and get taken care of in my own home. I don't want to go to a nursing home in any place on this earth. My preference would be never to be in a nursing home. This is why I came here, so that I can be in my own home, at my own property, and get taken care of at the end of my life. And this is where I'm more comfortable. So be specific what you want, and don't let people guess. I feel that's one thing that is very difficult for Zimbabweans, for people of African descent to talk about. I may be wrong, but for most of us, my generations and the generations before me, that was never something that was talked about. It was taboo. But now that we are all far from each other, children are living abroad, or you are living abroad and your family is elsewhere, it is something that needs to be talked about. And to make it a conversation that is really simple, and everybody understanding what each other's choices are. I think that's it for today. If you have any other practices that you feel we could share, comment below and let's talk about it. And we'll see each other on the next video. Bye.